Welcome to the John Jay College virtual tour. My name is Joe Mandilli. I'm the head baseball coach and assistant athletic director at John Jay College. And today we're going to take you on a virtual tour of John Jay College as it would pertain to you as a potential student athlete in the sport of baseball. So if you were to come to campus, you would meet us on the Atrium stairs, which is the side entrance located on 59th between 10th and 11th Avenues. John Jay College is a city block that incorporates between 58th, West 58th Street and West 59th Street between 10th and 11th Avenues. So as we proceed into the building, we'll go through security. As a student athlete, you would get 24/7 priority access to the campus. That means once you register for classes and you suggest an orientation date, you'll have an ID card. Your ID card will grant you access to the building. Every day you'll enter and you'll swipe. So the Atrium Entrance is important to us because it's the general hub of the campus. Everyone's going to be coming and going through here. It's the main portion how we will leave, come and go to games, walking in and out of the college itself. Our guys will congregate here regularly, depending on what we're leaving. If we're getting on the bus, if we're getting on the vans to go to a game, we're coming back from a game at night. So it's important that we have access to the building at all times. So as we walk into the atrium, we'll switch over to a quick panel view, and we'll get an idea of the landscape of the building. So John Jay College is basically made up of two buildings. Okay, the Harren Hall, which is the older historical building, which is going to be to our left, and we'll touch on that at the latter part of the tour. And the new building, which is to our right in this area. Okay, no fancy new name for it. No donor has put their name on it yet, so we just call it the new building. The new building is state of the art. It opened, I believe, in 2012. It's a state-of-the-art building. It's helped us launch our virtual learning a little bit quicker than probably most colleges would have, and the transition was a little bit more seamless for us because of the access that we had to the building. So here's another panel view. Again, Harren Hall to the left through that corridor, connected by Memorial Hall. Above us is the Jaywalk, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. And then down here is the new building entrance, where you'll get to your classrooms and the dining hall, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. And that's the Atrium entrance where we just walked into. So three main entrances to the building. So we just touched on the Atrium one. The new building has its own, which we'll touch on in a little bit, and Harren Hall has its own as well. So three main entrances, and those are the three. So let's proceed right ahead to the next spot. So as we walk in, we're going to pass on our left-hand side here, which would be admissions. So if in normal times you want to come to campus and go to admissions, it'd be in that area right there. And we'll head on past it. Admissions is right through that corridor right there. As we walk in through the atrium, we'll go up the stairwell and we'll make our way in. So this is the first landing. It's kind of just a continuation of the atrium, another congregational spot for people to sit, relax, hang out in between classes, waiting for practice to start, and grab some food, sit, eat, hang out with your friends and teammates. So as we proceed up to the second level, okay, so this is what we call Hound Square. Okay, Hound Square and the atrium are literally the two main hubs. And the reason why Hound Square is important because every day between 1:30 and 3 o'clock we have community hour, and there's no classes during that time. So during this portion of time, you'll start to see, if we were on a normal campus day, you'd see, recruiting for jobs, internships, heavy presence by obviously all the law enforcement communities in our area, but also in the atrium as well. And that's their opportunity to kind of sit and mingle, very similar to probably how colleges would come to your campus and meet with you during maybe your lunch period or whatnot, and they would sit there, set up their tables, and so on and so forth. Very similar to John Jay, except more so on the job side than it is for continuing education. So as we continue to proceed through Hound Square, we'll make a little detour, and this is JJ Cafe. It's another area we can kind of hang out, sit, relax, talk, grab some grab-and-go food, Starbucks coffee, protein shake, some grab-and-go items, but also a lounge area as well on the outside part of it. So we'll proceed down one flight right now, and we will go to J Express. So the reason why J Express is important to us from an academic perspective, it is our main focal point. So this is the place where you're going to go if you need to talk to a person. Okay, so it operates off a kiosk where this young lady is over here. She will put in her information, and it will filter out through a number, which you see on the boards here. and the number will pop up, and you'll get a chance to talk to a person, and then they'll filter you out the best way that they can, unless if they can't help you out on the spot there. So a lot of times, one of the main spots you'll end up at J Express, one of the reasons for that would be registration. So during registration period, you get priority registration as a student athlete, which means you get a chance to register for classes prior to the normal student population. Okay, so we have some stringent class requirements that we'd want to stick within with parameters to account for practice and how we branch that together. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But this would be the place to go and talk to a person for J Express. So if you have a question on your degree audit, anything on CUNY First, on the back side of this is the bursar's office. So you'd have a chance to talk to someone about finance on that side. So again, a lot of information when you need to speak to a person would be in this spot, in this area right here. So we're going to go up one flight above J Express, and we're going to go to the dining hall. So obviously you're on campus, you're going to need to eat. So MBJ is the catering service at John Jay. They do pretty good food. All of our athletic events are catered by MBJ Food Service, which is what you guys would eat on campus in the cafeteria. So the grill is on your left. So all your food to order, if you want a hamburger, grilled chicken, bacon, egg, and cheese, all that stuff made to order at the grill on the side. So you'd put your order in, and then they would make it, you'd wait, and then you'd go on your merry way. Okay, also on this side is your prepared food offerings. So during breakfast, you'd have a server serving you be pancakes, eggs, all types of breakfast food. Obviously, the food will change over at lunch and so on and so forth for dinner as well. So as we move into the cafeteria itself, off camera to the right in this area over here is the main thing on campus for food. It's the pizza ovens. We have 4 pizza ovens on campus. So a lot of guys will come up there, they'll get their own pie, and they'll go sit in the atrium or in the cafeteria and hang out for a little bit while they eat. Also off camera to the right is your sandwich station. So you can get a hero, a wrap, all sandwiches, cold cuts made to order. There's also a salad bar station there where you can get all your mix-ins, your customized whatever type of lettuce you want, spinach, all that good stuff will all be on the right-hand side, as well as a dessert bar. So if you need if you wanted to grab a protein smoothie after the gym or before practice or after practice, you can grab it in this area over here. So you get dessert bar, salad station over here off camera, as well as sandwich station, and as well as pizza station. So on the left-hand side over here is your grab and go type items. So pre-made sandwiches, fruit bowls, yogurt, parfaits, soups, all that stuff, desserts, muffins, baked goods, all that stuff will be on the left-hand side over here, okay? Grab and go drinks over here. There's some grab and go drinks on the other corridor as well. But that's basically the land of the cafeteria. When you would go through, and then you would make your way into the dining area to sit. This day, when this is usually a quiet area, not too many people in there, but today, when they took this video, it's obviously a little bit more crowded than usual. So this is a large area, and it opens up this partition, and when we go behind it, it continues, okay? And then we go out onto what I think is the most aesthetically pleasing area on the campus, which is the Jaywalk. It's one of the more unique spots I think you'll find in the city, uncomparable to any of the other colleges when you look at it. So we got a patio area over here where if you want to sit outside and eat on a nice day, you could do so in the sun, relax. Guys will grab stuff. They'll go hang out over here or on the stairs. There's another patio area on top here. And there's another one adjacent to this on the other side, and we'll see that in a little bit. And that is Harren Hall, the older building in the background here. So we'll proceed through the patio area and we'll go onto the grass. And what we'll do in this spot is we'll switch over to a pano view. And I'll explain a little bit more lay of the land here. So usually when the weather's nice, we come back to school, or in the spring when the weather changes from, gets a little bit warmer before we finish with finals in the spring, a lot of activity on the Jaywalk, okay? They run certain events up here. There's some back to school events, and there's some events towards finals at the back end of the schedule as well in the spring. So a lot of things that go on up here. It's heavy use of as an event space, but also just a common meeting area to hang out, relax, do what you need to do, kind of mingle area. So there's the patio we just walked out from over there. There's another patio, like I said, on this side. All right, and then this is the new building. So just to get your lay of the land on where you are, we are about a block and a half long blocks walk to the Hudson River west in this direction in front of the new building. And we are about a 2-block long block walk to Central Park and Columbus Circle train station in this area east, okay, in front of Harren Hall, okay? So that's kind of where we are in reference to Central Park, Columbus Circle, as well as the Hudson River. Okay, so this is a new building. So when we're in the new building, it's an interesting landscape. Okay, so some of the lower floors on the outside part of the building, I'll call that the shell. You'll see your classrooms. So on this virtual tour, there is a picture of a smart classroom. I call it a smart classroom. Normal class size is anywhere between 18 to 24 in the regular classrooms. Smart classrooms are like a little bit smaller, like small lecture halls. I'd say anywhere between 25 to 40. When we show you the picture, you can kind of count out the chairs and you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay. So at the top levels of that building, you'll be your meeting spaces in the middle here. And then on the outside part, you'll see professor offices. There'll be some meeting areas up here as well, some common lounges, and I can show you that in a little bit. Okay, that's the lay of the land of the new building. Okay, so right where we are above us, underneath us, is where I picked everyone up, and that is the Atrium Entrance. Okay, and that is the skylight to the atrium. So that's where we are in relation to the building and where we picked you up. Okay, so this is Harren Hall. Like I said, 2 long blocks from Columbus Circle, Central Park train station. Okay, so this is the older historical building. We just finished phase 1 of our capital projects, which was a brand new pool. So our pool was an 18-month process. It was completely completed, but slated to open prior to COVID. And unfortunately, with COVID, the pool remains closed, as with all of our facilities on campus. So again, keep in mind, unique use of the space at John Jay College. And we try as baseball players to, as a staff and as a team, try to make best use of that space that we do have. Okay, so about right around here, about 3/4 of the way down on the flagpoles, okay, I'll bring your attention to a little trestle area. That's actually a running track. It's about 160 meters around. It goes around the whole building up there on the roof. Okay, it's actually pretty cool. I'll show you a little bit of I'll show you a panel in a little bit. At the bottom of that flagpole is the tennis courts. Those tennis courts, we kind of use them at times to throw. We can shovel them off. Same thing up top. We'll get some work in. Sometimes, you know, we're going to be playing a game, and you know they haven't shoveled up. We haven't do it. They won't plow. So it's a city field. They won't plow it. So unfortunately, we'll be at what we can. We're going to get stuck in the gym. So we'll need to use some space, and so we'll clear this area up just to feel the elements. Maybe bring the mounds up, throw a pen up there, just to do something to get prepared to go into the elements the fall for that game, maybe that upcoming weekend. But we try and utilize that space as best as possible. We're hoping to try and get a batting cage up on there. It looked like plans were in place to do that, and then COVID hit. So we're hoping when we resume, we'll get a batting cage up there too, which would be kind of nice as well. I think it'll just help our growth as a team and our development as players as well. So in this building itself is our athletic department, the main gymnasium, the fitness center, which I can't show you on this tour for 2 reasons. One, there's no picture of the old fitness center, but we have broke ground on phase 2 of our capital projects, which is a brand new locker room facility and fitness center. So we're hoping that that will be completed by entrance in September, so September 2021. Hopefully that it goes according to plan. They have started the project, which is nice to hear that they've been able to do that with us being off in a virtual setting. They've been able to get in there and break some ground for it. So there's no pictures of the new rendering, and there's no pictures right now of the older fitness center, so I can't show you that. We will have a temporary fitness center in place. One of my other jobs as being assistant AD is I'm involved in some of those discussions. So we will have a temporary fitness center in place if the project does go behind schedule. So we'll have something in place for everyone to work out, and when we do resume on campus in the fall. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of this virtual panel there. Okay, we're going to proceed along the way here. It's just another view of the new building, and we're going to enter through the glass doors here of the new building, and we're going to go into the building itself. Okay, this is another meeting space in this area. Okay, we'll follow through the corridors. We'll take the elevator up 3rd floor into the 6th floor. Okay, this is a quad, so it overlooks some of the areas, a little panel of it. So the classrooms and some of the items that you'd be important, this is one of those areas where you kind of hang out if you got class in the new building. You need to kill time in between, and you just want to sit, read, and relax. This would be an area to do that on the 6th floor quad. So we'll head into the elevators again, and we'll go up another floor, and we'll enter the Moot Court. So if you're a fan of like Blue Bloods or Law and Order type shows, you may have seen the Moot Court may look familiar to you. It is used quite often in filming. They film a lot on John Jay's campus, some of these TV shows. So this is just a pano of the Moot Court. It's a open on both sides, which is kind of nice. This is the look. It's kind of glary with the sun here, but this is the overlook of the Moot Court with where we were before. We were just down here in this area, and we're looking onto Harren Hall, which is over there. Okay, and then if we look out this window, unfortunately, we're not able to see out that side because of the glare. Okay, so we'll exit the Moot Court. And that's just a better shot of the video of the screen looking out onto Harren Hall. So this is the view from the top of that building. All right, and we'll make our way through. It's another quad area, okay, to hang out, relax if you're waiting for class. We'll switch over to the pano to kind of give you another lay of the land, a little idea of what it looks like. So again, you can see the grand scale of kind of how these areas go. They are pretty large, that is for sure. This is the one on the 8th floor, and the other one was on the 6th floor. Okay. So we're going to proceed down. And this is the conference room. We use this room quite often for events, for team meetings at times. Obviously overlooks the Hudson River. Now, again, there's been some development on the west side, if you're familiar with it. So the view of the Hudson is not as pronounced anymore, unfortunately. Like I said at the beginning of this tour is a little dated at times, but the lay of the land is still pretty much what it is. So they get an understanding of the actual specs of the building. So. Okay, so we're going to go all the way down to the lower floor, and this is the 11th Avenue entrance. Okay, so 11th Avenue, and why am I showing you this? So this is the second entrance that we're going to discuss. We already talked about the atrium. 11th Avenue is important to us because as baseball players, this is going to be our spot to come and go from practice every day. Okay, so our field is located at DeWitt Clinton Park. Okay, it's located. It's a 4.5 short block walk. So depending on your cadence, it shouldn't take you more than 3 to 4 minutes to get to the field. If we're looking at the screen, it's going to be to our right. If we're exiting the building, it's going to be to our left, and we can check that out on Google Maps. Or if you want, hopefully you've had an opportunity at this point to check out some of our YouTube stuff or our content of our videos to get an idea of where we are, where we practice. So DeWitt just got recently received new turf, which was nice. So we were able to practice on that in the fall of 2019 and the spring of 2020 before COVID shut us down. So we're anxious to get back on there. So brand new turf field with lights. We can't play games there, but it's a great field for us to practice at. Unfortunately, back in the day, the college did play games there, but with metal bats now, the field's just a little too short. So it's about 310 down the line, very high fencing onto 11th Avenue. And center field in the alleys, it's probably only about 350 to 380 dead center. So it's a little short for us with the metal bats, and also we probably would make our neighbors a little unhappy with the amount of balls we would be putting out onto the street at times, foul balls, and if we're lucky enough, home runs. So, but it's a great place for us to practice. We're very receptive to the facility and trying to keep it clean, and we do our best to respect it, that's for sure. So again, DeWitt is located on West 54th between 11th and 12th Avenue. It's right off the West Side Highway. And again, it's a turf field, a brand new field turf, and it does have lights. So we would enter and exit to come and go through practice through 11th Avenue, okay? All of our equipment moves. Everything's on wheels. No one has carrying a bucket with no lid on it down 11th Avenue, creating a spill and a traffic jam along 11th Avenue. That's for sure. We've eliminated all that, and everyone has a job. All of our stuff, like I said, moves. So everyone has a job, freshmen through seniors, and everything is safely and easily transported to and from practice every day. So as we move back into the building, okay, we would enter through security right there, but we're going to go through the gallery here and we're going to enter here. So security would be right behind us. We would enter through 11th Avenue and you would proceed up those escalators, okay? and that would be your way back into the building. Okay. You go up the escalators, or you could take the elevators, which are to our left, and go that way. So right above us, on the floor directly above us, so you have an idea of what's going on. Right above us is J Express. The floor above that is where the dining hall is. So that's how we kind of go about things in that area. Okay. Okay, we're just going to make one pit stop here because I want to show you guys a classroom. So this is a classroom. I'll switch on over to the panel. So this is what I would call a smart classroom. Okay, it's smart classroom. It's the smaller, I call it smaller lecture hall as well. So anywhere but, like I said, 25 to 40. Okay, double overhead projectors at the top. And this little thing in the back is a camera, which also allows for us to actually view what's going on. So if you can't get to class one day, or maybe the train's not running or whatnot, or we're traveling, you could observe the lecture on Blackboard or online if your professor is recording. So that's another nice way to kind of transition into from virtual learning. Okay, these other panels are the smaller seat lecture halls. These are the large ones, more so like meeting space areas. Okay, and we're going to go back out into the hallway, and we will proceed up the stairwell, and we will return back into the atrium. So now we're back to the atrium area, and we're going to proceed through and into Harren Hall by way of Memorial Hall. So Memorial Hall is obviously after 9/11. It's a very decorated space now. Like I said, this picture's a little dated, a twisted piece of steel from 9/11. We lost a number of alums in the attack. So we like to honor them every year and also every day by passing through here. Okay. So below this curtain right here is the pool. Switch over to another picture of that. Okay. So this would be the pool. This is the overlook where we just saw that curtain from. Okay. And this is the overlook of the pool. All right. So we'll proceed into Harren Hall. Proceeding right along into Harren Hall through Memorial Hall, we see two escalators in front of us. So that would be the entrance and exit. Okay. And to our left, we have 4 elevators that access Harren Hall. 2 on my left and 2 on your right. Okay. And they will take you throughout the 6 floors of the building. Okay. So straight ahead over here is the library, which we're going to go through next. And we're going to switch over to a panoramic view. So above us, we see but this is the Harrenhal Entrance. So again, 2-block walk from Columbus Circle train station. So if you're commuting, on your main access point would most likely be Columbus Circle. So you take the train to there, and then you'd walk the 2 blocks down. So depending on your cadence of walk, it should take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to walk. If you're staying at the dorms, that would be another situation where you'd be able to see. Okay, you'd end up at Columbus Circle as well. So you would proceed through security and then proceed down through these escalators, and you would filter your way out. Okay, so now this is the library. Entrance is here. You have to swipe in as well. Okay, so stacks go all the way to 58th on this side and 59th on the other side. Okay, so it's a large scale library, and they also go all the way up and around. Okay, so this is a very large scale library right here. So they go all the way around on top, and they go all the way back to where the elevators are, where we just passed through before. So on the right-hand side over here, this is like your basic desk where you can kind of sit there and just plug in your computer or laptop or phone and do your work there. Okay. On the other side is your technology side. So you got your Macs, your PCs. They usually change over the technology every semester. You can print, scan, copy, and fax from there as well. So if you need to do any research, and then on top, intermingled in the stacks up here are quiet private rooms. So if you're a person that just likes to be very quiet and study on your own and lock yourself away, that would be your place to be able to do that. And this is what one of those areas up there looks like. Okay, there's some private rooms and some quiet rooms up there as well, some copiers, scanners, faxes up there as well. And you can kind of get the lay of the land from that. So now we're at the top. Okay, this is the tennis court. Okay, so we would actually enter through here. This would be the 6th floor. The old fitness center would be right through those doors, and unfortunately, it's not going to be there anymore. So we're going to proceed out to the tennis court. Okay, so we'll switch over to the pano, so you have an idea of that. Okay, so this is the tennis court. Okay, who enter through those doors. So you can get a scale of it. It's large. So some of the area on the left here, so there would have been a back entrance to the fitness center over here. And this would be the spot where the guys would do their plyo balls. They would do some of their agility stuff as well, some med ball stuff. That's where they would do that. Okay. And then we're going to just climb up the stairs. There's 2 staircases, one this way and one that way. That brings us up to the trestle, which is the track right there. And we're going to go up there next. So this would be the track. This is the trestle. This is where we were down below before, Hudson River in our background over here. New building right there. We were down there. That's one patio. The other patio is over there. And this is our track, and it goes all the way around. It's above the tennis court right there, and it goes all the way around to the other side. And I'll just flip the camera around to this side. So that's the roof track, and hopefully we'll get a cage up there as well this year. All right, last spot on the tour is the gym. Now, the picture that's here is very old. It's very dated. Like I said, hopefully by now you've had a chance to actually see what the gym looks like. In present times, these aren't even our colors anymore, but I will. I think it's important to show you because we will spend a lot of time in the gym. That's for sure. So we got brand new banners, brand new ceiling, brand new floor, brand new colors, brand new bleachers. So this is a completely dated photo, and we've come a long way from this being our small batting cage on the side before I got to John Jay. So on the this is a gym and a half essentially. Okay, this garage door doesn't exist anymore either. It is a nice, beautiful curtain that goes simply up and down. This ugly shower curtain looking thing doesn't exist anymore either. So it's been replaced with a lot more efficient process. Brand new bleachers on this side as well. So the cage we have usually sits down here against this wall. It's 72 feet long, 18 feet high, 18 feet wide. So it's a very large cage. We also added another 70-foot net that goes with that will accompany with us sometimes when we want to hit twice. So hopefully you've had a chance to see some of those videos and that in action as well. You know, we're going to be inside. We're going to need to go live. We're going to need to be prepared. Pitchers are going to need to face hitters. Hitters are going to need to face pitchers. We also have special mats that come down that we use, that we put out, and we put them on the gym floor. So essentially it's about 200 feet from this back end line over here on that side of the gym all the way through the end line of the main gym floor over here. So we can get a nice little long toss when we actually put the rims up on both sides, and we can stretch guys out. So sometimes, you know, the pitchers will be throwing their bullpens on the main gym floor, and maybe the outfielders will be taking BP in the cage over here. And we can't put 25 adults on a gym floor. It's just not going to work. So maybe we'll use the balcony up here. Maybe the pitchers will get their running in up there if they can't, if we don't want to do it in the fitness center today, depending on what the running is. You know, we'll structure that out so we can kind of break it out. And then obviously we'll have team days. We'll take IO in here. I wish I had a video to show you guys that. It's an impressive feat, that's for sure. Testament to the guys being able to pay attention and understanding that. And they handle adversity extremely well, because these are not ideal conditions for college baseball whatsoever. But we make it work, and we make sure we try and get the best of the facility that we have. And the guys are extremely flexible and understanding of that, and they put the time in on their own, and that's important. And that's what we look for when we're recruiting people. We understand that there are a lot of limitations to playing baseball in the Northeast, let alone in the inner city. And we want someone that's going to be here, that's going to be there for 4 years in the long haul and kind of go through it with us. So that's the end of our tour, and I'll switch back over. Thank you.